The infamous plastic Sebenza, rarely referenced and even more rarely seen. These things are such a cool, wacky piece of Columbia River and Chris Reeve history. The story on these is that back in the mid-90s, possibly even before Chris Reeve was doing the actual production Sebenzas, the engineers at Columbia River Knife and Tool, a couple of really out-of-the-box guys, I don't know exactly who it was, but some engineers at Columbia River talked with Chris, I believe, at one of the shows about how cool it would be to make a budget Sebenza. And Chris kind of, I guess, laughed off the idea, like, yeah, that would be kind of cool, and didn't really think much of it. And a while later, they showed him this. And apparently he said, no, full stop. And these prototypes are the only ones that ever got made. I believe it's less than 100, that some of them went out as dealer samples. Yeah, it is actually really cool. There's very little information on these on the internet. There's very few videos, and I don't think anybody has ever actually torn one down on camera and shown you what makes this thing so damn cool. How much engineering they put into it to try and build an actual faithful copy of the Sebenza in fiberglass reinforced nylon. It has the same takedown as a standard Sebenza with 3 hex head screws holding it all together. Same style standoffs, same style domed screws with the countersink. They really went out of their way to try and build a very faithful copy of the Sebenza. It does have interesting Teflon washers. This is very obviously a prototype. They're very slim, very thin, like Teflon washers that look like they were just there to take up a teeny amount of play, because it is in fact a bushing pivot, just like a real Sebenza. Rides on that bushing and you snug down the pivot screw tight, and if you do it without those washers, there is a teeny bit of side-to-side play because they needed to get the height of the bushing standoff dialed in. It is integral to this scale, which is kind of interesting, instead of being a free bushing like a standard Sebenza, but it does have the very large pivot hole, and it gives you that ability to just lock down the pivot without having to worry about it. You've also got molded in integral washer bearing surfaces. So once they got all this dialed in, you really wouldn't even need nylon washers in theory. You've got this stop pin sandwiched in there nicely. Gives you a little bit of cushion from the plastic, but then it's reinforced by that stop pin standoff like a standard Sebenza, but it doesn't have the little stop pin washer around there. Now, plastic frame lock. Plastic frame lock is ambitious, but the way they did it, for one, is this shiny little square here, you can see, is actually a steel lock bar insert, giving you a steel on steel surface for the tang for the tang to engage on. And the hinge section, I bumped the camera. The hinge section also has a little piece of spring steel molded in when it's cast. Damn you, focus. that is how they accomplish the reinforcement there. So yeah, what else do we have going on here? It has the same style of recessed single point attachment pocket clip, but they actually bulked up the scale instead of milling in, because that would have made this section too thin. They bulked it up around where the clip mounts. Kind of interesting. I haven't checked to see if a standard CRK clip will fit, but I assume it probably will. I think that's about it. After all, it is a Sebenza. It is a very simple design, but making it work in FRN, very, very cool. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this this look at the CRKT Sebenza. Pretty rare piece. Hope you guys have a good evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.